Hi, Miss Ferris. This is Courtney, and today I'll be interviewing Caroline, and I will let her tell you about what she does.
Hi. Do you want me to start?
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, my name is Caroline Pridgetel Sutton, and I am a psychologist and also the executive director of a nonprofit organization here in Ventura County. And I wasn't actually planning on being in the nonprofit field, but a lot of internships and externships throughout high school and college led me in that direction. And working with some youth in Ireland during the Irish Civil War really kind of solidified my desire to really help people through trauma. And I think that's probably what got me on the path towards working with individuals in the field of psychology and also trauma related. So I went to school for clinical psychology and then got my master's in clinical psychology and counseling psychology and my doctorate in clinical psychology as well.
Oh, that's so cool.
I did do private practice.
Okay.
But I wouldn't say that private practice is my thing. I think I'm definitely more geared towards creating programs and outcomes and I guess programs for the community that really work and bring about change.
Yeah.
That makes sense?
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
So what does your typical day consist of? I know you're not there in the office every day now, but what does the normal now COVID day look like?
Sure. COVID days. So I work about 1 to 2 days in the office, and then the rest of the days I work remotely. And I would say that for the days that I'm not in the office, I start really early. I find myself starting really early, mostly because it helps kind of just get some things out of the way before I have to get my son off to school. And then my husband can have the office a little bit in the morning before he leaves. So it's more just space planning than anything. But I usually start pretty early, and then I find that I do my best kind of work mid-morning to afternoon. And so I really pound things out then.
Yeah.
We do a lot of Zoom meetings. We do some phone conference as well. So I usually have about 4 to 5 Zoom meetings a day.
Okay. And those are not like an hour, 2 hours-ish, or?
We try to keep them to an hour.
Okay.
I think, we try to keep them to an hour. And they're really about working with my leadership team to talk about projects and programs and how are we meeting the client's needs and what's going on in the different programs. We have about 10 different programs and 80 employees. So trying to touch base with all of them.
Yeah. So do you work directly with the kids and patients, or are you more, so you now coordinate a lot of that, so you're more planning?
Yes, correct. I'm more planning. Because I'm the director, I handle all of the grant writing, working with the controller and finance to make sure we're on budget, really making sure that we have a great donor database. So working with donors to solidify donations, and then programs, making sure we're executing them, that they're within standards with the federal government and the state government. That we're doing what we need to do for our community. So more administrative work than actual client face-to-face work, which I did prior to becoming executive director.
Yeah, which it's cool how you were able to work your way up to that and now be able to run the show. So you said that you went to school for just regular therapy, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Where did you go?
I went to undergraduate school at Agnes Scott College in Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay.
And then I went to Chicago School of Professional Psychology for my doctorate.
Nice. And so, like, for those courses, like, you obviously had to be very smart to do all of that.
I don't know about that.
But, like, did you always know that this was something that you kind of wanted to do?
Yeah, somewhat, yes. I think, interestingly enough, going into undergrad, I really wanted to be an investigative reporter.
Okay.
Which I realize is way out there. But I liked politics and I liked writing. I liked journalism. But I realized very quickly that being actually in politics is a very different ballgame than just watching political mystery movies on Netflix. So I really realized, I really think I need to find a different path. I think with psychology, having a mindset, and you have to work hard in your classes.
Yeah.
There's a lot of writing and there's a lot of research. But I think it's more of the mindset of you being a helper to someone.
Yeah.
You being a support person to someone.
Yeah.
And that making a difference in that person's life and changing the outcome for them, I think is kind of the strongest sort of, skill set that you need for psychology.
Yeah. Like knowing that like that person like desperately needs your help. Like if you don't get them that help, like it could end very badly. And,
yes.
Like
yes.
Trying to set them up for success is super important and helpful.
Absolutely.
And then you said that you were in Ireland for a while. How did you end up there?
During my undergraduate, the school that I went to was and is, I believe, very passionate about hooking students up with internships and externships. So I had about 4 while I was there.
That's so cool.
And one of them was in Ireland. And I was a counselor for children of war.
Okay.
And at the time, the Irish peace treaty between the nationalists and the loyalists was still just kind of coming to an end. This was like, early 2000. And we were in a castle in Northern Ireland, and it was children, Protestant and Catholic children, who had never been together in the same room because their parents were fighting.
Yeah, they were always at war. Just like,
right.
Yeah.
Right. So it was just, it was life-changing. It was super life-changing. Some of these children had shrapnels of bombs and weapons in their head because they were in the middle of, turmoil. And I think that was kind of the point when I hung up my politician hat and I said, no, I think this is for me. It was incredibly moving, and you really felt like you made a difference.
Yeah, I'm sure that's insane. I could only imagine how I don't even have words. I'm how mentally messed up these poor kids were, because that's all they knew. They didn't know.
Yeah. Yeah, it was, at the end of the camp, they just were different children.
Yeah.
Because they got to be kids, they got to do kid things, so.
Yeah, they weren't having to be forced into adulthood right away.
Right.
Where else did you intern?
I interned at the Carter Center, which is in Atlanta. Okay. And I was the psychology symposium assistant for Rosalind Carter.
Okay.
And that was incredible. Yeah. I interned for World Relief Organization, so I was an advocate for Egyptian refugees.
Oh, awesome.
And then I did a horsey internship in Belgium.
Oh, nice. Like sports psychologist almost, or?
No, I just rode.
Oh.
I rode. But I got it counted. So
that's awesome.
It was an incredible experience. So
I'm sure.
I could count.
Yeah, getting to ride in Belgium, all the fancy German horses. Oh
right.
My gosh, that's so funny.
So I don't think that added to my career in any way, but
but you got to ride.
but I got to ride.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. And so so when you're in the office, are you doing just mostly the same things, or are you guys having in-person meetings now with COVID and everything, or still just kind of Zoom and stuff?
We have a few in person with limited number of people. We haven't opened the office to the public quite yet.
Okay.
We're kind of assessing where that is right now.
Yeah.
But a few of our departments are completely open. So like our legal department's open and has been vaccinated. So we're kind of assessing it department by department and what the need is.
Yeah.
But our partner, we do a lot of partnership activities and working with members of the county, the district attorney's office, law enforcement. All of those meetings have been remote, and I think we'll probably stay remote until the fall.
Okay. Yeah, that I know. I've heard so many people are just like, yeah, we've figured out so many things that we can do remote and just like stay online and save so much money like from like traveling and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like not having to go places. That's insane.
Yep. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for chatting. It was so
Oh, you're
nice to
welcome.
talk to you.
I'm happy to do it. And if you have any other questions, let me know.
Perfect. Thank you so much.